See, I've got you now. Got you listening. Can you hear it? Doubt it. Everyone's trying to engineer it. Revolution. You can hear the clanking of egos all working toward the same solutions. Listen. When you're building only factories, your own ignorance, all you let out is pollution. Sell us, have rights to demand full retribution. Sell us to have rights to demand full attribution. Stop it. We counterclock it because everyone wants their own way, just a buffet of themselves. And we can wash that down with a little mix of mocha pride. And you can see a true decay right before your eyes today. You ain't got the answer, sway. Listen. Everybody's an overzealous hunter with no prey, a good way to assure that we'll all starve. We all have a little piece of the problem that we can all solve, but we all talkers, no listeners, all with opinions, no fact. In fact, we're all drowners of our conditions, no life preservers, all self-preservation, no overall solution. Won't listen to no problems, but got the gift of gab to talk us right into execution. That don't sound like extermination? You don't see extinction and getting caught up in your own echo? That's just beating your repeats against the same dead horse that they forget or let go. Beating your repeats against the same dead horse that they forget or let go. Forget or let go. Something's got to resonate. Our ears are too filled with our own mouths, too quick to question the opposition. Who made them the opposition? Wasn't all men created equal? Yet we can't equate equality to much equity and competition. Listen. You can hear the rustling of money tricking out on our souls. Listen. You can hear the trusting of money tricking us out our souls. Vision only means as much when you can hear it with your own eyes. And I, for one, can't seem to see anyone listening. Confused? I don't blame you. It's hard to hear over all this noise. See, everyone seems to be talking, but nobody will listen. But they'll hear those shots firing, getaway driving, cop sirens, and children crying. The beatbox of the ghettos, the ruins of royalty. We have been ruined royally under the blue skies, but we can never recognize the tint because things never seem to look up. We got to keep our heads high. Too much slumping and slouching will surely tip over your crown. Know your worth. You're worth the price of admission. They tell our stories with omission. Drove us out the motherland, now whipping us in submission. Separate us from our mother's hands, now whipping us for commission. Drug the melanin protected projects to the projects while whipping up the addiction. Now our bellies are screaming for nourishment. Teapot screaming with boiling water, tickling his tummy ready to warm oatmeal nourishment. Devouring all the welfare line can afford. According to politicians, you could buy hunger and feed souls for the price of them. Struck matches to warm little bodies bound in everything they own right to the back of them. There's no buying out the mall, only the hand-me-down batch for them for school clothes, and now the schools closed from educators who turned their backs on them, and little girls turn to a world where it's light to throw stacks on them, and little boys turn to wars of flipping rocks, defending blocks, lifestyles, and colors of everything except for what's attached to them. Most people come into this world with a lot more than what they leave with. Poison your mind, but protect your penis. It's no wonder why that's what most men lead with. How can you pass down morals, values, and heritage if you don't believe shit? And we don't believe shit till it's us in bereavement. Mourning another king who won't see morning. We should be mourning the kingdom. Caskets drop. Bass lines of the ghettos like beatbox, spinning the vinyl like police lights surrounding our shadows. Even our shadows ain't free. Freedom costs about the same as poverty and pig feeding Hennessy, and we get all our basic necessities we need in the penitentiary. Yeah, penitentiaries starting to look a lot like projects, and projects are the new age rehabilitation centers. Concentration camps for niggas where they concentrate less on fixing shit and even less on prevention, and your mission is decided by your subsidy. I like to call them poverty division lines, where they separate the broke from the broken, where everything seems so black and white, but there's always a few tokens. Don't fear the truth. Knowledge anywhere is so potent. We learn to love in silence. They try and silence the trespassers. Tell me who's really trespassing. It's so loud. Car horns ringing in a hurry to get to the occupation where they practice patience with people's freedoms. Don't worry, we'll get there one day. Echoes of revolution seem to die like sidewalk weeds and change with the seasons. Headphones blasting, drowning out the sounds of change. Courage lies in that rap lyric the second you choose not to speak it. Don't complain about the future if you won't be it. Turn up my voice and turn that ignorance down, because we can't just stand for anything. But apparently we can't sit for nothing either. They shoot our caps off, then expect us to take our caps off for their Pledge of Allegiance. See, that's their national anthem. You do our song and dance to watch these black bodies drop in tandem. They preach us this future, but if you check the designer, it don't be no panda. This untouched canvas. That's why everything seems so bland. Sandra, did you catch it? The irony of them telling us to hang in there, they'll snatch the hope off your lips and watch you hang in there. From auction blocks to concrete pavements, we always been their favorite things to display. And though it's optimal, the heartbeat's optional for the performance today. So welcome to the Universal Cirque du Soleil. And we just sing and dance and sleep, but more sleep than singing and dancing. Because even when we singing and dancing, we still sleep. We predators and metaphors because we live in a wolf's life, but we still sheep. Herding bodies one by one to the cemeteries. It's all big bloods, cuz, fam, and only your picture on the obituary. Every ride or die relationship you have is temporary. Just ask it. And yeah, they got your back under your casket. I'm sorry, black men. I understand the stigma that from the first time a black mother drops you, were born a bastard. From the innocent spanking cry to labeled as hazardous. You're hurting and it's hard to mask it. That's why you got to be the change you want to see. I'm telling you, that great circle is tragic. All this melanin and no understanding of black magic. And ain't nobody teaching nothing, cause we all selfish, only giving just enough, but way too much expecting. Kind-hearted gestures sound too much like 16 and pregnant. Okay, scratch that off the checklist. Kids raising kids. Economy zombies got us devaluing anything checklist. Brand new Brazilian, but your baby ain't eating breakfast. Generation with no chill, unless it comes with Netflix. Can eyeball a quarter, but don't know the mass order operations. That's gotta be a set trip. We gotta prioritize, letting mortal men mortgage lives and determine which ones matter. We buy into the chatter and black leaders are dying right before our eyes. With respect to seals, frontline dreads swinging, that's respect for real. But see this education system ain't elevating niggas. We alienate the mission when we escalate division, then agitate the tension when we divvy out the pension. Now everybody mad while they sitting in detention. Not to mention, it's like niggas don't believe in lynchings. Like, that shit don't really hurt now. Systematic oppression can't keep the guy's pants up or the girl's skirts down. Too much BET. You can almost BET. They have a BABY by the time they're 16, but that won't break the cycle. Every link in that chain is felt. Or break the bank trying to base their worth because they only satisfied with being another notch on a belt. And what's this thing about not wanting to ask for help? Or steal anything and beg for everything, but completely ignore the importance of your own mental health. Like depression ain't real. Yeah, but Jay, that ain't really a black thing. Like depression ain't killed. See, ain't nothing like being a slave to your own shackles. Right. Everybody got their plight. Every dog has his day. Right. Everybody got their fight. And I wake up every day in a fight for my life. But tonight, I am light. I am joy. Yeah. I am hope. I am pride. I am half fire-breathing dragon, half God. See, tonight I am me. Yeah. I am me and only me, so be you. Right. Thank you. Today I gotta live and I gotta learn. Being a man didn't come with a guide to doing it perfectly. I gotta learn how to be wrong without being wrong. I gotta learn responsibilities and take in just as much as I've given, then learn how to take in more, because I hear that's what being a man means. And I gotta stand face to face with reflections of the ugly truth and conquer insecurities and try not to slip on regurgitated pride particles. I gotta eat better and I gotta drink less and I gotta be more humble, but I gotta be less humble. I can't be afraid to live in the light and liberate others just by doing so. I gotta learn how to be great to me before I can be good to anyone else. I gotta mature better and I gotta speak more, but I gotta talk less because I gotta learn to learn and I gotta learn to want to learn more, and I gotta be less selfish and I gotta be more independent but know when to ask for help. I gotta learn how to follow before I can lead, but I've never been one to follow the trends or the norm. I gotta learn what's normal and walk the other direction. I gotta be more me and I gotta love me more and I gotta love more, but first I gotta learn how to love again and how to let go, because I've held on to things way longer than what I've meant for and overlapped too many happily ever afters with dark and rainy nights, and I've given my heart out to way too many women, and I've broken more than my fair share, and I've been hurt deeper than any sorries or sorrows will ever know, queen. If I told you everything, you never shed a tear for me, or you shed a tear for me as my shattered pieces keep slipping through my fingers like running water from the Nile, pure yet inevitable. But I gotta fish out the broken pieces and just keep driving forward. That's why God made our calls with no rearview mirror. See, God made our calls with no rearview mirrors. It's all about progression and consistency, just trying to be a better me. But I bench press my good deeds and I strain my hope, trying to lift my faith without bending my knees, praying the prayer for things to just work out, wanting to be the man I'm accounted for. I just want to be a man that can be counted on to do what's right, even when right ain't always easy or acceptable. But God is God, even when God don't always seem accessible. There's nothing wrong with being the God and good and God's love excessively. It's funny how I wondered upon happiness when I stopped living the journey of everyone except for me. So I gotta find my own path, and I gotta get comfortable in my own footprints. I gotta be a better role model. My little cousin loves chess and writing poetry and wants to be just like me, so I'm setting the bar high. I gotta at least peak at greatness, so he'll never peak at greatness. He'll be a living example of something better, and I'll be proof that you don't have to be a father to be a good father figure. And I gotta make my parents proud, make them say, wow, James, we knew you always had it in you. And I gotta start being the king they birthed me to be. Like, I ain't gotta be an Osiris, but if I talk like a king and walk like a king, I gotta be king like Osiris. And I gotta read more, and I gotta hear less, and I gotta be able to see the lies beyond the facades, but I gotta worry less, and I can't always be in a hurry. Sometimes I gotta slow down, and I gotta know just when to walk away, but I can't be afraid to live, because there's no complacency in being stagnant. I gotta keep moving on, because I'll lose, and I've led, and I'll bruise, and I've bled, and I've smiled, and I've cried, because I've lived, and I've died, and we're not promised any time, so I'm making the most of what I have left, and I promise not to ever stop loving myself. Sincerely yours. Thank y'all for having me.